What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Phantom of the Chopper. Welcome to another episode of Point and Laugh, your favorite magic show in which I make you a better deck builder and a worse person by means of Bind Boom. This week, we've got a Taval deck that mills 3 and fails to find a personality. After that, we've got a Bant Enchantress deck that does it a little bit different. It is the exact same. And finally, we've got a Bant Counters deck that forces me to admit they did cook a little bit. Thank you all for your time. For everybody who subscribes to this video, I will allow my editor to catch one additional creature in that new Pokemon's game. Poachers, you know what to do. Mango! Stop running, grass types. God damn. All right. I don't like how open my third eye is. So it is a Taval deck. Let's see. So we have composting. Oh my fucking god. Dude, it's like I'm being beaten to death by a Walmart greeter. What the fuck is this? Oh my fucking god. All right. Hey, at least we got an insect card in here. It's way too fat. Holy shit. All right. Infinite. Very pleasant. Mill. Okay. More mill. Yep, usual suspects. I hate that you put in a pre-con backup commander. My lands now, real. Ramp. I always love seeing a player's first interaction with being like, oh my god, the sword of X and Y triggers are really good. Oh my god, it's so good. Like it's not bad. It's just very funny. Hey, you get a basic. Recursion, return 2 non-land, graveyard to hand. Wolf, you gotta explain to me what the fuck the draft uncommon is doing getting Eiffel Towered by Marin and Muldrotha. What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck do you mean? Yeah, it's all heaters. I got Victimize, Marin, Timeless Witness, this fucking thing, Muldrotha, Breach the Universe. I pulled it! Unpull it! Push it! Tap tokens for mana. Yeah, Jaheira's not good enough for me either. Holy shit. Tokens. Okay. I'm beginning to understand. Untagged creatures. Exile target creature card. This is a little low power, but I don't... Oh, here it is. Okay. Alright. Alright. Bop it. Fucking dumbass. Untapped lands. Win con. Yep. Alright. Okay. We have 38 lands total. That's not unreasonable. Glacial Chasm, yeah, it doesn't really count because it's just an ability on a land rather than a thing that works as a land drop. So here is what I disagree with. I think we have spread ourselves a little bit too thin in terms of how we want to win, and all of the ways we want to win have to be I build a Lego tower. If you are going to have if you're going to have your main way to win be I build a Lego tower, which it currently is, I think it's the go wide plan. And that is like, I need Taval. I need to trigger Taval over and over and over again. Or I need to get Avenger out. Then I have to get Craterhoof. Okay, so main win is Gerard. So that means we have to get Gerard. Then I have to get one of my 2 just fucking gigantic guys. I guess we have 4. So Gerard, one of my 4 gigantic guys. And then I can do something. That is a very, very small amount of our deck. Like if you were telling me I want this to be I win with Gerard, I would expect you to have like 10 targets that were very, very good for Gerard to sacrifice. I would expect you to have either a lot of tutors or a much better mill section. Like a thing I want to draw your attention to. This is where you got by Factorio Brain. This is where Factorio Brain gets like every mid-power deck builder. Is you look at Crawling Sensation, you're like, oh my god, I can mill 2 cards a turn. Imagine what I could do. And like instead, you could just go to Tumbler 1 time. You spend 2 mana. You have milled the same number of cards that you will have milled 5 turns deep. With Crawling Sensation. Will you give a fuck about the 1/1s? You said you want to win with Gerard. Fuck the 1/1s. And so this is the type of stuff that if we want the deck to run smoother, genuinely this is what we have to care about more. I mean, we could do Ripples of Undeath, but like this, we have focused so much on value engines and we've left out, frankly, dog, your entire self-mill section is cleared by Traumatize. Like if we're talking about, I want to run smooth with a deck that is going to either like reanimate my big creatures or have a full graveyard to fuel my big creatures. You're out here doing all these things to assemble like 18 different ways to mill 1 card a turn. I'm casting 5 mana once and I'm done. Like 5 mana, we don't even have to talk about dredge. Because there's all the dredge cards, there's like Stinkweed, whatever, there's Golgari Grave Troll. Like there's all these dredge things that are good. But even that is more of the like, how do I increase my passive income? We're playing Commander like an idle game. And we need to be playing it like I'm making an active move. Singularity Rupture is traumatized, but it's also a board wipe. Like that will do it too. This is what I would think about for making it run smoother, is I would replace these. You are being trigger brained right now. You are trying to get as many different triggers as possible instead of casting individual cards that effectuate the game plan very, very well. That's Lord of the fucking Forsaken all over. This is, ooh, if I sack it, ooh, if I get a bunch of creatures, ooh, I can mill 3 cards at a time, versus this guy's 6 mana. Traumatize beats him. Ooh, I can pay life to channel for casting cards from my graveyard. Why are you casting a single card from your fucking graveyard? Why would I be planning to cast from my graveyard? It's like, maybe sometimes you'll have to. Maybe like you'll have to use 6 instead of something like that. But why would plan A be to pay full price for my big fucking guys? And that's the line of thinking I would like to bring you over towards. Like Ob Nixilis, like genuinely the bounce land in Ob Nixilis, I can see being included just as like, I want to have a standalone threat. So there's stuff like Ob Nixilis where you can run it by itself, boom, you have a big creature, job done. There's stuff like Ice Till Explorer, where being able to replay my lands from the graveyard is great. There's stuff like Get Rug Monster, where we're going to draw a lot of cards from it. But overwhelmingly, yeah, like Undergrowth Recon, brother bear. Yeah, and we don't have Hermit Druid either. It's just the game plan I've been having fun with. Okay, so then do we want it to run smoother? Because a lot of building a commander deck, like I hate optimizing. I think trying to make a deck as powerful as possible is one of the most boring things you can do in this game. And so it may be that the deck works badly in a way that you enjoy. That can be okay. Brainstorm, we do fucking not need Brainstorm. That is, you are smoking crack, you want to put something on top of the library to mill it, then reanimate it. That is going on a date with your girlfriend who lives in Canada, who is a model and is the daughter of the Prime Minister. Don't do that. Like the thing about, oh, I'm building a graveyard deck, what do I do about Bojuka Bog? You just have enough mana to cast stuff from hand too, and after that, you don't fucking worry about it. Every deck has weaknesses. Every deck has some silver bullet that can totally shut it down. And the more time you spend worrying about, oh, but I have to have like 5 different secondary plans in case the bad thing happens to me, just whole ass plan A. 20% of your games, 30% of your games, you will get silver bulleted and you will be very sad, and that's fine. Once you reach the point in Commander where you are willing to accept some games I will get bricked, the remaining 70 to 80% of your games are going to kick ass because you are fully committed to whatever your deck's game plan is, and you will be happier. We don't care if they bog us. So these are not things we're playing. I'm going to exile cycle them. Not a thing we're playing. All right, great. This is a fine opening hand. I would be happier if I had a mana dork. So I ramp on 2, I pay 2 life, I Taval. We're not playing him anymore. I exile cycle. So now it's turn 4. I don't have a way to get to 5 mana this turn. Yeah, they come in tapped. Ooh, that is upsetting. So I'm going to mill 3. This will come back tapped. I'll play a Rot Farm as land for turn, and I will have tapped that for mana, tap that for mana, tap that for mana. I sack 1 land, right? I sack this forest, island. And now that I'm ramping, everything after turn 4, we should just be slamming a gigantic asshole. Whether that's something like Titan, that's just a card we like, or whether that's a big token generator like the Mycoloth, this should be the world we live in. But the ideal world is turn 1 I ramp, turn 2 I ramp, turn 3 and beyond, I am playing some giant fuck you value guy that makes me very happy. And then it'll work out. You will be bracket 2, but it'll work out. So turn 5, like what do I want to, I have 1 druid. I'm really far away from doing the Gilt-Leaf Archdruid things, so I don't care too much about that. I did cast Roiling Regrowth. Me when I summon a Titan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mill 5. Wow, that's a lot of boys that I milled. I could Honest Rutstein if I wanted one of these back. I think I want Horizon Explorer back. So I'll Honest Rutstein. Oh, you misordered the triggers because you didn't mill with Taval. I don't care. And I think I have a land in here that I sacked to Hera, so I get this back for Taval. So I tapped out. On turn 5, I tapped out to get a giant head and to reanimate a guy that's going to ramp me even harder. That's a pretty acceptable turn. They might shoot Titan. They might not. We don't have enough lands in the graveyard for them to really be terrified of this. I don't think I played land for turn, so I'll do Broker's Hideout. If I did play land for turn, pretend that I played Broker's Hideout instead of that land for turn. Okay, then we have removal. We have Casualties of War, which I wish so badly was Singularity Rupture. So I'll Exile Cycle you. This returns lands to field tapped, which I don't think I have any other than this. Okay, good, Wolf. If you as a pilot can make people accept this in bracket 2, you can keep rocking with it. I think right now, Wolf, we're caught in the middle. There are a lot. This is actually an instance where it may be of genuine help for you to build 2 different Taval decks, to try to hone in on exactly what you want out of the deck, because Taval can include basically everything within Sultai. And Golgari, even Golgari Graveyard deck is a very, very broad topic. It can be like lands focused, it can be landfall focused, it can be tokens focused, it can be reanimation focused. There's a lot in there. So it may help you to just build, like in Moxfield, a couple different versions where you're like, I am whole assing this one individual thing. These videos are almost entirely subsidized by my Patreon community, so a special thank you to Vanilla Bean Ice Cream, Eclectic Waste, Katia Marg, Christian B, Adam S, Solar Movie, Kyle, Chemical Pine, Alpha Dog 2064, Zelenor, Otterfire, Fun, Phelan, Believe, Torben T, Bobby Joe Lord, Bradley T, Bo, Beefcake, and Silky Wilkie. I appreciate every last one of you. Play Mike Sucks has sent in a scary deck, an engine to make big things that smack everyone in the face using silly magic. Probably Voltron. Giving you a sunburn. This is an attempt at making a powerful enchantress face-smacking deck that I can use to wipe people out early and effectively. This is not Voltron. A secondary combat option and a draw engine. My normal goal is to Voltron another creature, alright? Okay. So Tuvasa, but different. We're not Voltroning Tuvasa. We're building up other creatures. Let's... You gotta pack this fucking deck up, man. What do you even... Come on. Come on. You gotta cut the shit. You want to talk about the deck. Like, we can't... Everybody keep sending in fucking Rhystic Study decks and being like, okay, but what about everything but Rhystic Study? We cannot separate Rhystic Study from the deck. It has corrupted you. It's like trying to talk about Gojo without Infinity or Charlie Kirk without racism. It's always there. So you're cutting this, and then we will talk about the rest. All right? I mean, if you want to be scary, right? If we want to be... This is genuinely the card where I am the most like bracket 4 only. I know it's Game Changer. I know they didn't separate the tiers of Game Changers. If Rhystic Study is in your deck, any game in which you play a Rhystic Study, it's a Rhystic Study game. Like, if there was any card I could get banned, it would be this card. And if you're doing Voltron, I really doubt that the rest of your deck is up to the level of a Rhystic Study play pattern. We'll see, but I doubt it. Isn't there somebody you forgot to... What if I beat you in the face using silly magic? My silly magic is fucking Mystic Arcanum, Zip Tie, and you just fucking handcuff them. All right. I like that a decent number of these are enchantments. I think we've missed a few things that I'll circle back on. It'll be really funny one day when I make this really big and somebody gets one shot by it. I support this dream. Make she or he thick. We said it wasn't Voltron. Talk to me, Mike. Talk to me, Mike. You told me silly magic, you showed me Rhystic Study. You told me not Voltron, you showed me all that glitters and Super State. Like, I still support the dream, and I also support you, but I guess I support you being a fucking liar. Eldrazi Conscription, it's not Voltron? Must combat betterer. Real, okay. All right. Seeking help. So we have some tutors as well. So this is where I will double down on, well, it's supposed to be scary. So it's supposed to have really good cards, but we're choosing really, really strange ways to be scary. Do people still call it Voltron if you're going for non-commander damage? Genuine question, unfamiliar with the Voltron archetype. So some people won't, but typically Voltron refers to taking one creature and making them giant. Your plan might be, some people will also call it battle line if you're trying to take 2 to 4 creatures and make them like medium large. People will call that battle line rather than Voltron. If you're trying to take one guy and be like, he's fucking giant, that's Voltron, even if it's not commander damage. The typical ones are commander damage because commander damage is easier than non-commander damage. Who even needs Soul Ring? This is a 1-to-1 Soul Ring replacement, dog. Okay, overgrowth. So we're doing a lot of enchantment, ramp, which makes sense for our commander. Working women. Oh my god, it's a hot women beat me to death deck. It's always a fucking hot women beat me to death deck, man. Now these are all enchantment synergies, so it does make a certain kind of sense. Command towers. So as a third-party, objectively correct observer, I would call this a spooky deck rather than a scary deck. I think the only scary card in here is Rhystic Study. It doesn't seem like you're able to threaten kills very quickly. We're not going for any combos. We have a decent amount, like this, if anything, I would guess that you call this deck scary because your table gets very, very mad when you counterspell them. Can I get a 1 to 10 on like how accurate that read is? Because that's what this gives to me, is it's like, oh my god, Paul has a big creature and he got rid of one of my creatures? We need to call the police. Let's start playing and see what happens. So we don't have turn 1 ramp, which is a goddamn shame, but we have removal and Greaves. We go, yeah, Sea of Clouds, sure. Me when the Greaves are made of lightning. Turn 3, I go, Commander, protect my commander. Hope for the best, right? Next turn, I play an enchantment and I draw a card. Wowza. Next turn, I play a land, I play an enchantment, I draw a card. Wowza. I will fuck up somebody else's thing. I draw a card. Wowza. Truly, your speed is terrifying. I could fuck up one other person's thing and I draw a card. Yippee. I go land. Tuvasa's like, does Tuvasa get +1/+1 for every single enchantment I control? Yeah. Tuvasa's only the first one, Mr. Ninja, so everything after Sithis I wouldn't draw from. Oh, I draw from Kenrith's itself too, yeah, so I have one more card in hand. Yeah, +1/+1 for each enchantment, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's a 5/5. Not that much. Turn 7. And this is, I think this is one of the parts where the premise of the deck breaks down a little bit to me. I understand, oh, I want to go for a different thing than what people are always going for. However, it kind of seems to me like the different thing we're trying to do mandates that we play badly. And I don't like that. I like, cause we go, well, I don't want to Voltron my commander. I'm gonna Voltron Sithis. And yet the thing we should be doing is Voltroning our commander, right? Like we should just be going Armadillo Cloak, Sage's Reverie, I kill you. Oh, it was a Voltron deck, but I needed card draw? Ooh, okay. Because the one thing that, like what Tuvasa lets you do is play a Voltron deck without having to play Voltron enchantments, because Tuvasa naturally gets Voltron just from playing value enchantments. Because we could spread the love, and we draw like 3 cards from all this. But yeah, like this right here, we have lethal trampling Tuvasa with Shroud. And if we do anything else, it's us doing it worse on purpose, which is typically the type of thing that I dislike the most. You're going over here, though. Whoa. Okay, wrong. Fucking jump scare prismatic. God damn it. We're still keeping Titus as the guest. Oh, this is so much better. Okay. All right. It's goad shield counters. It's goad shield counters +1/+1, not even on the commander text box. Love it. Now, what did we actually do? Handing out guns. Okay. So we're putting 1/1 counters on other creatures. Yeah, so it's all target creature, not target creature we control. I like that. Oh, that looks awful. Oh, I'm gonna throw up. Handing out rocket launcher. Holy fuck, what? 2 mana 5/5 cumulative upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature an opponent controls. Are you telling me the green decks could have been cool this whole time? I mean, you still have Forgotten Agent, which is like 3 points against you, but are you telling me the green deck, this shit could have been interesting from the jump? When did this come out? This card looks old as fuck. Cold snap, every green player is a failure. Every green player but you is a fucking failure, man. Never mind, you're a failure too. Things I like about this from the jump. It is definitely a way to do 1/1 counters I have not seen before. It's got a lot of cards that I've never seen, which does have novelty, which is a benefit. It seems like it has an interesting axis to play on. What I am most worried about, how do we win the 1v1? Very funny tag. How do we win the 1v1? Very decent. How do we win the 1v1? Okay, here's one card. Here's one card. It kind of seems like we don't. Remind these goons who they goon for. They goon for Kroos. That is good. That is a very good way. So we can steal. We can... That's cute. So Sin is probably the best. Uncle Cheney's discount card draw and Warcry Emporium. Holy fuck. I think that's pretty good. Windows they just fell out of for no reason. Yeah, this is crazy. This is you being counterpilled. I think we got a little too cute with Argent Dias. Yeah, we can't have Oko man-spreading on the fucking Phyrexian altar, man. This tag rocks, though. I like Hopeful Initiate. I like Muddle a Mixture. Then we have a big ol' sideboard. Okay. The thing is, Sludge Monster isn't going to be that good for us because we're going to give people a bunch of base power and toughness 2/2s that have a bunch of 1/1 counters on them anyway. Like, I can see why you cut this. Ninat, you are correct that we win the 1v1 with Reigns of Power, but when we have a deck like this, I want to see 10 cards that win the 1v1. If I see 2 cards that win the 1v1, what that tells me is most of the time we win the 1v1 by surrendering and claiming the moral high ground, which is insufficient. So we start off. God, I hate to do it again, but I'm about to fucking dork you up, brother. We're land passing 3 turns in a row. I'm getting itchy. I know it's spooky, but still, there's no rules against having mana. I mean, I guess we could Recruiter of the Guard, but I feel like tutoring with an empty board is just gonna make everybody mad. Boom, Kroos, turn 4, fair magic, fair as hell. So we don't get anything until our upkeep. So we go upkeep, we have goaded one thing. It is turn 5. I am in physical pain. Collective effort doesn't do a lot for us. I think we go a Johnny, uptick a Johnny, goad 3 creatures. We'll goad 2 from a Johnny and then 1 for Kroos. Holy fuck. Sky Boon Evangelist, I goad the fucking board? Oh, that's awesome! Oh, that is unfortunately very dope. Okay. I mean, I'll assume Kroos gets at least one of these. Like, I'll hit my own board with one thing. I'll uptick a Johnny again. Whole board's fucking goated. Me when I escalate. Not a great way for me to do anything here. I can't bounce anything to hand, but I can make Incubation Druid fucking massive. I can keep goading and pumping and goading and pumping. Cairo, I think part of this deck... Here's what I don't like as much. Or I won't even say don't like. The deck rips, alright? Let's say this. The deck fucking rips. Here are ways I think it could rip harder. I do think there are places you could shave to have dorks or more ramp. I think that a lot of your fun time stuff is happening in the 4 to 5 range. I think we have a lot of things in the 2 and 3 range. I think all of the things in the 2 and 3 range are not very effective. Maybe I just didn't see your draw engines, but like, yeah, we had some tutors, we had some... I think what we're missing is stuff that's just gonna work every time. I think that was a relatively good hand. What I worry about is what happens if I don't get to keep the counter engine and the draw engine every game. Like this game, all right, I get a 1/1 type shit. I got a mana rock. Very good. Now I get to play Kroos on turn 4, or turn 3. That makes me very happy. I Scavenger Grounds, I get to... Yeah, I'm gonna Will Breaker. Make everybody super fucking mad at me. Now I'm going like Bulwark, Ox. I'm stealing something. Everybody's really mad. This is the playtest that starts to feel a bit fragile to me. And I'm trying to think about how we get around that fragility, because here most of our game plan is predicated upon Willbreaker sticking. If I don't get to keep Willbreaker, or if anybody, like if I have more people playing good creatures than I can goad, and I can only goad for one thing this rotation, I think I start to get pretty worried. I could do Evolutionary Escalation to try to get like 2 things, and I could make Willbreaker bigger. This is just truly insane. I don't know what combo player you hit with this, but this is diabolic. This is completely insane. Yeah, it is weird to playtest it, because it depends a lot on what are other people doing. But with these engine decks, I'm always cynical about an engine deck that does not attempt to accelerate their mana. If we have engines and we're trying to play our engines on curve, I am immediately depressed. I think what it is I like the stuff, I like the 4 mana stuff that puts counters on a lot of things so much more than I like the 2 mana things that put counters on like 1 thing or 2 things, that it makes me feel like, well, why wouldn't we just go, I play ramp, I play the really meaty one a turn faster. And I will respond to the cries of chat that being a cop would be very, very good for you. And maybe your answer to that question is, well, I got to play Dreamtide Whale 1 game and I always want to be double spelling. And I'm partial to that as well. I'm just not fully sold. I like Ripples. I like Proliferating. I like Grateful Apparition. I don't think your deck can go down on lands. The issue with 4 mana stuff is they compete with the commander and proliferate is crazy. So I'm not advising you swap 4 mana permanents in, but like Forgotten Ancient, it's reasonable that they compete with the commander, and it's less of, do I want to play my commander or do I want to play this thing? And more a question in my mind of, do I want to play on turn 3, would I rather play Plaxcaster Frogling, or would I rather play my Commander or Forgotten Ancient? Or a Johnny? Or again, Commander 1 turn earlier? Would I rather play Plaxcaster Frogling, or would I rather get to my Commander a turn earlier? This deck to me seems like it would rather get to its Commander 1 turn earlier. And this is gonna seem like a straw man, okay? But when I look at Plaxcaster Frogling, my immediate thought is, would I rather play Plaxcaster, or would I rather ramp to my commander or play stock up? Yeah, the issue with ramp is that getting early rules, but I don't really have plays beyond 5 mana, then it might behoove you to put in some plays that are beyond 5 mana. Like, let's look at what seasons you have. So Gathering only says you control. Season of the Burrow will either make you 1,000,000 guys, or recur one of your engines that got removed, or remove a ton of stuff. That seems useful to me. Season of Weaving will either draw you 5 cards, or make you token copies of your creature engines, or you can bounce, if your opponent's board gets too out of control, you can bounce it. And so I think there's room for this curve to go a little bit higher here, and we can maybe trade, because like 1/10 of our deck is competing with the commander. I get why you want to do it, because increasing savagery does look very, very fun to cast. But like, I'm not totally sold on Wandering Emperor. I think Wandering Emperor is in the deck because we're trying to triple dip on 1,000,000 different things. And like, for sure, you cannot convince me that Argent Dais, like that it's better to have Argent Dais than it is to ramp into our bigger plays more quickly. Yeah, fuck that dog. Oh, that's all the sideboard. Okay. I think this is pretty good. I think we're a little bit too Factorio pilled to be peak for me, but I think there's a lot of consideration that went into this. All of the pieces work well together, and thank God you remembered to have some ways to win the 1v1. So thank you very much for the submission. We're going to go back to the ad break and then take a look at Elikman's deck.